morning students. On Monday we are discussing with potential due to a system of charges. Okay. Now today we discuss with equipotential surface. What is equipotential surface? As per the name, equipotential means equal potential. Then equipotential surface means equal potential surface. Okay, then it is defined as a surface with a constant value of potential. Constant value of potential at all points on the surface. Okay, for a single charge, as we know that for a single charge plus Q, we get V equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R. Then we get a equipotential surface with radius R. At all points, for example A and B, the value of potential is V. Okay, this is equipotential surface. Now, equipotential surface has some properties. Okay, so first property is no work. No work is done in moving a charge from one point to another, where on equipotential surface, because work is only possible when there is a potential difference, but there is no work done because there is no potential difference. That is, W is equal to VA minus VB, but we have the potential at A and B is V. Then V minus V equal to 0 and work is equal to 0 means no work. Okay. The second property is electric field must be normal. Electric field must be normal to the equipotential surface. You can see from the diagram. Okay. This is because electric field is radially for a single positive charge or maybe negative. Electric field is radially and radius is perpendicular to circumference. So, electric field must be normal to the equipotential surface. Okay. The third property is two equipotential surface can never intersect each other, means they do not intersect. They do not intersect. This is because if they intersect, then at a single point, potential has two values. Potential has two values. And this is not possible because we have the formula V equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R. And for a single value of R, we have a single value of V. Okay. So, these are the three properties of equipotential surface. The relationship between electric field and potential is electric field at a point is equal to the negative gradient of electric potential at that point. That is, E is equal to minus dV upon dl. This is known as gradient. Gradient means potential per unit displacement. If the potential is divided by displacement, then we get gradient. So once again, electric field is equal to negative of gradient of electric potential. Okay. Now the proof of this is work done in bringing a unit positive charge from B to A is W is equal to E into dl, but we know that W is equal to F into dl. So this is because F is equal to QE. For Q is equal to 1, F is equal to E, means electric field. So here we get W is equal to E into dl. In place of F we have E from this. Okay, this work done is equal to potential difference, because we know that work done in bringing a unit positive charge is equal to potential difference. That is W is equal to E into dl equal to VA minus VB. The potential difference between A and B. Okay, which represent E into dl equal to V minus V plus dV. The value of potential at this surface, the value of potential at this surface. Okay, then we get E into dl equal to V minus V minus dV. Then cancel V with each other. Then we get E into dl equal to negative of dV. Finally, we get E is equal to minus dV upon dl. That is, electric field is equal to negative gradient of potential. Okay. Now the conclusions from this are, the first conclusion is electric field is in the direction in which potential decreases. This means if V decreases, then E increases. Okay. The second conclusion is magnitude of electric field is equal to displacement potential per unit displacement. Okay, once again, magnitude of electric field is equal to potential dV per unit displacement dl. Okay, now the potential energy of a system of two charges. For this, consider a system of two charges Q1 and Q2 as shown in diagram. Okay, with position vectors R1 and R2. Okay, first of all, work done in bringing the charge Q1 from infinity to position R1 is 0. That is W1 equal to 0, because there is the absence of any charge, and in the absence of any charge there is no need to do work. So work done W1 equal to 0. Okay. Now when the charge Q1 is at R1, then it produces a potential V1. That is V1 equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 upon R1 P. P is the point at which we are calculating the potential. Okay. Now the work done in bringing the charge Q2, the charge Q2 from infinity to R2. In this case, the work is done against the charge Q1. Okay, so work done W2 equal to Q2 into potential of Q1, that is V1. Then we get Q2 into 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 upon R12 in place of R1P, because now we are calculating the potential at position R2. Okay, then we get W2 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R12. Total work done to assemble this system is W equal to W1 plus W2. So W is equal to 0 plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R12. This work is stored in the form of potential energy, that is U equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R12. Okay.